Hey guys, welcome to Tell to Trevor. I'm your host, Trevor Shelley, and today on my podcast I have.
My name is Avalanche Adams. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. I currently
Okay.
live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Uh, and yeah, I'm 21 years old. And yeah, that's basically a brief thing about me.
Okay. So, what sparked your interest in the professional wrestling industry?
Uh, well, I mean, I've watched it ever since I was a kid. Obviously, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. One of the first matches I ever watched was I believe it was Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Edge, and John Cena at like Backlash. I forget what year it was, but it was one of the first matches I ever watched, and I just remember like watching that ending, and like I
Yeah.
remember it made me like feel a certain way because I don't know, it was I just
Yeah.
thought the ending of that match was very unique, and for that to be like my first exposure to like what this was honestly pretty sick.
Who were your wrestling, like the wrestlers you idolized growing up?
Growing up, um, I would probably say like Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was like the first ever wrestler that like actually made me like like feel emotions, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely him. And I don't know, in like high school, I really appreciated Seth Rollins. And then even now currently, I'm a really big fan of Andrade. Um I think he's very talented, and yeah, those are just some people.
Yeah. Um, how'd you get started in the wrestling world?
How did I get started? Um, I always knew I wanted to be a wrestler. Ever
Yeah.
since like I started watching wrestling. Like it was, I just knew immediately. Um, so like I said, I'm from South Carolina, and you know, at the time, I was still fairly young, and in high school, I went to some place, it was in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, and I wasn't old enough to train yet. I was, like, 16, and then, I met my girlfriend, whenever I was around, like, 21, and, we moved to Pittsburgh, and, I knew that since I was in a bigger city, that there would basically be a sorry, my cat. There would be a larger community and just more places, more spotlight and everything. But I currently train at 880 Wrestling in Pittsburgh. Um,
Okay.
that's how I got my foot in the door.
What was your first wrestling match like?
Quick.
Quick. Okay.
Yeah, it was a squash match. It was probably 30 seconds. It was a tag team match.
Okay.
It just went just like that. It's crazy.
What are your goals in the future for the wrestling business?
My goals. Uh, Probably honestly, I think the main one is like, obviously getting signed by somewhere, to where, I can do
Yeah.
this thing that I love, full time. Um, but honestly, another answer I have is like honestly just like getting better, uh, as a wrestler and just being more creative, stuff like that.
Can you describe your wrestling persona or character for someone that has not heard of you before?
So right now, I'm in a faction called the DOJ, and we're all cocky and athletic. We come out
Okay.
in like basketball jerseys, baseball jerseys, stuff like that. But I have stuff planned for in the future of stuff that I think will be really fun. I really want to, at some point show people what my vision with Avalanche Adams is. And I've only been in this business for around 8 months. And I think there's a lot of time to just, show people what's going on.
Can you share a memorable moment from your wrestling career?
A memorable moment. Um,
Like
Let's
it
see.
could be like a championship you won, or you faced against an
Uh,
ex-WWE star, AEW star, TNA star, NWA.
um, I would say probably um, it wasn't a match or anything, but I went to a Lee Moriarty seminar, and
Okay.
that was honestly that really opened my eyes
Yeah.
to a lot of things, just of like how creative wrestling can be, and like just how I don't know, I don't even know how to put it into words, but that was something that really honestly changed the way I view wrestling.
Can you describe the feeling of winning your first championship?
I have not won a championship.
Yeah. Okay. Um, how do you handle the mental and emotional aspects of wrestling?
That's an interesting question. I, I, it could be tough. I think with how social media is today, and like how much like people use it, it can be you know, it could put a damper on you. And also just like like just putting in all of the work.
Yeah.
Uh, it's very time consuming, and you just have to like trust the process. Um, and also having like a good support system. Like I have my girlfriend and my family that uh really, really help me on this journey that I'm going through. But yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start this segment called Trev Shock. It is one of my favorite segments we do on the show. It is like the meet those fast questions when you're in a business meeting.
Okay.
Can never think of the name of that, what it's actually called, but mine, you have 50 seconds to answer 6 questions.
Okay.
They're basic, easy answers. They're, well, basic, easy questions.
Yep.
Like one could be your favorite movie.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, just so then, like, I like to do it so then the fans, like, if you have a fan that tuned into the podcast and they meet you, then you something they can talk to you about or something.
Yes, perfect. I'm all for this, baby.
All right, the current record is 35 seconds remaining.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, by Corey Dellinger, who used to that sometimes appears on GTS Wrestling.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
let's shoot for it.
All right. Favorite pre-show snack.
Ooh. Probably like an apple or a banana.
Favorite. I mean, yeah, pre-show song.
Ooh, pre-show song. I listen to probably uh uh Closet by Fleshwater. Uh I have a lot of stuff I listen to. I don't know why it was so hard to narrow it down.
Who is your favorite wrestler growing up?
Oh, Rey Mysterio.
Favorite sports team.
Definitely the Pittsburgh Steelers. Definitely
Favorite color.
red.
Favorite type of music.
Rap.
Rap. So you beat it with 12 seconds remaining. So,
Nice.
um,
Nice.
what are the biggest challenges of being a professional wrestler outside of the ring?
Uh, that's a very interesting question. That's a very hard question. I would say probably just getting around, just like meeting new people, and just like just trying to make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
How do you feel about the business side of wrestling and how promotions shape and storylines?
Um, I think that's another really good question. And um, I think that the storylines are definitely the things that sell tickets in wrestling. No doubt. I'm like I think about WWE and just like how much better it's gotten over the past few years. Um, and
If you
yeah.
go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Oh no, that was basically it.
Okay. If you could wrestle any legendary wrestler from the past, who would it be and why?
Uh, from the past. Probably the Undertaker. I know that's a bold statement, but like, I just feel like he's been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
Um, and just like he has such like a credible status and just everything. I feel like my wrestling IQ would go up billions if if I had that opportunity.
If you could attend a wrestling seminar session with any wrestler, who would you pick?
Probably Seth Rollins. Um,
Seth?
yeah.
Let's see. If you could have a wrestling legend as your mentor, who would you choose?
Uh, the easy answer is Rey Mysterio, but honestly, Um, I should have went with Undertaker on this one. I would have switched the answers. Probably Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on wrestling crossover events with other sports or entertainment industries?
I think it's a good thing. Like with like the WWE and like TKO, I guess. Kind of deal. I
Yeah.
think it's however, bus however the business booms. Like I think that as long as because it's like the business, so like just I feel like making money is definitely the most one of the most important things in the wrestling business, like selling tickets and just stuff like that.
What advice would you give to an aspiring wrestler?
No, I have no right to be giving nobody advice. Um,
Or
I would
advice
just
that
say,
you
go ahead.
or advice that you got told when you were training to be a wrestler?
Um, I definitely think like just know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And like know like the physicalityness of it. I don't even know if I said that word right. The physicalness of it, the mental battles with it. Um, and honestly, just like it changes your life for sure. It's insane.
Can you talk about a significant rivalry you had and how it helped you grow as a wrestler?
Um, so I had a interesting rivalry with Gannon Jones Jr. I don't know if you know that name. He's a wrestler here in Pittsburgh, and he's usually a tag team wrestler, but he was one of the people that trained me, and being able to go one on one against him was really special to me. He's one of the people I really look up to the most in this business, just because I feel like everything he says is like just the right thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
Um, what was it like working with a particular wrestler that you really clicked with in the ring?
Uh, I don't know if there's anyone I've really clicked with in the ring. I will say, um, when you train with the same people, you really start to get used to them and like how they do stuff and like how they move and stuff. Um, One person that's really talented at 880 wrestling is Sammy Suntimer. Every time I get to wrestle him, I just it makes me really happy because we both just like know what we're doing. Also, another person I will say is Connor Drake. He's a childhood friend of mine. He wrestles for EPW in Bowling Springs, and we got to wrestle a little bit a few months ago, and that was really awesome. That was just like meant to be. It was really cool.
Let's see. Can you describe your training process and what was the most challenging part of learning to wrestle?
Um, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah. What was the most challenging part to wrest learning to wrestle, and what what can you describe your training process and what was the most challenging part of learning to wrestle?
I think the challenging part about learning to wrestle is honestly just like your coaches are going to critique you.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like that can like suck, but it's because they care. uh I think getting over that for me was a struggle. And yeah.
What hobbies bring you joy outside of the wrestling world?
Uh Music definitely. Video games. I'm really big into collecting video games from the like 2010 like Wii, GameCube, PS2 era. Just because that's what I played when I was a kid, and uh, I also like sports. But other than that, I kind of just chill with my cats.
Let's see. What is your favorite gear that you have ever had made?
So the only gear that I have currently is the same pair that I started with 7 months ago. Uh, they're they're literally just black and white tights with a star on each side. I've totally bought it off eLucha pre-made stuff, but I currently am talking to people into getting custom gear, which I'm very excited for. I feel like that'll bring a whole new layer to my character that I'm trying to display.
And then where can they find you on social media?
I've been trying to lay low on social media, honestly, probably for a few weeks. But I on Instagram, I go under Avalanche AAA. That's literally my Instagram tag. And then I don't really use Twitter or X and I don't really use Facebook that much. I'm mostly just on Instagram.
And then thank you, Avalanche Adams, for being on the podcast today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, man.
And then, guys, huge shout outs to the sponsors TBD Wrestling, Wrestling Evolution, and Apple City Championship Wrestling. And then, guys, we are having a t shirt contest. This goes for the fans and wrestlers. There's two separate entries, one's for the fans, one's for the wrestlers. Um, we have 5 designs made by a professional company. And you guys just enter your name, what shirt design you want, what shirt size, and then your Instagram on the link tree on the profiles. So that will do it. See you guys next time.